everybody, whether you're on the East Coast, West Coast, or around the world. This is Coast to Coast, and of course, we got Pags and Jay in here today. Happy Wednesday, guys. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good, good. You guys got fun plans tomorrow for the 4th? We're not going to have a show, so
not yet.
What you guys are going to do?
Well, I got all my family coming in actually Friday, so I'll be cooking all day Friday, probably Friday morning all the way in, because I think we're going to actually do the celebration on Saturday, but they want to do, well, or I guess maybe a celebration on Friday, and there's a lot of coming out of town, so yeah.
So you're gonna light off fireworks tomorrow, or are you gonna just piss all your neighbors off and do it on Saturday?
Yes,
I'll probably piss them off and do it on Saturday. Honestly, no, I'm just kidding. No, I'll probably do something tomorrow for sure. I don't do.
I want to make sure everybody's walking their dogs when I go to shoot my fireworks.
I don't know.
Get everybody nice and spicy after that one.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I don't know what it's out there in Philadelphia or Seattle, but man, out here it's 106. I don't know if they'll let us do. I mean, I think they're probably putting a fire ban in effect out here because it's a forest. So I don't know. I mean, it might be kind of crazy, but
well, I figure, don't you have all that water still that you could use to put out fires?
You know, you would think, right? I mean, no, seriously. After all the water we just had, but no, man, it's just bone. This is Texas, man. It's bone dry.
Now, that's why you should have used some rain barrels, you know.
you know, Bo, that would have been nice had you told me about this about 2 or 3 months ago. I didn't even know what a damn rain barrel was, and then I Googled it. I didn't know those things existed. But I mean, they're pretty cool though. But the problem is, all of my stuff is buried underground. Like, you know.
You're killing me, Smalls.
But to be honest, I actually, it's funny because I happened to mention something off air that pertains to this, but I have a tomahawk in my refrigerator, and it's a monster tomahawk. It's like a 2.5 pound tomahawk steak.
Oh, okay.
And a 12-ounce lobster tail.
Oh, wow.
That I am planning on maybe cooking up tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
Give me that damn lobster tail. 12.
I don't need any potatoes. I don't need anything, any garnishes. I might get some mushrooms to go ahead and do like a thing, but I'm going to hold the tomahawk. So, like, I don't know if you can dip a tomahawk in mushrooms and they're going to stay on like that. But
well, see, that's where you do like a red wine mushroom sauteed sauce, because then maybe the mushroom doesn't stay on it, but the sauce does. You get it like a nice glaze to it. Yeah.
Yeah, Paul, no, I would not dress up as George Washington or Ben Franklin or Thomas Jefferson or John Hancock. That's not my MO. None of them had a mohawk, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, I guess in a way I could, because they didn't use their own hair anyway. But
well, I said they used wigs back then anyway, so
right. But still no. But yeah,
I mean, Nixon. You know, it's Nixon. It'll be awesome.
That's just making me hungry now. Like I'm like, let's do this thing.
It is. It's making me hungry too. I'm gonna go down there and buy my damn tomahawk now.
And for anybody who is listening, we had discussions off air on whether we would do a show later in the day. We would record it later in the day so that we could put it on Roku at our normal time. But we were going to have it called the Tomahawk Show. So what I'd like to do is that anybody who has a tomahawk steak who would cook it up for the specific day, you have to have a tomahawk steak to be on the show. So if you want to be on the show, come get a tomahawk steak and cook it up, and we're going to eat tomahawk steaks on the show. And the show lasts as long as the tomahawk steak does. So, you know, at least when Bo and I finish tomahawk steaks, you know, Jay eats slow, you know what I mean? Because he's too busy drinking some beer, you know what I mean? And everybody else is going to eat slow. But I don't drink while I'm eating tomahawks.
Okay.
You know, I don't drink when I eat in general. I'm not a fan of drinking like beer or alcohol while I'm eating.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't either. Honestly, truthfully, I don't. I honestly drink iced tea usually when I do it, but that's just my go-to.
It's just Modelo's for the show. You're like,
This
you know
happens
what?
too.
If it's gonna be bows and pags, I gotta be hammered.
That's a little oversight. I don't know if I would say the
So,
word
I mean, to be
hammered.
fair, I'm pretty sure the people watching the show also employ that same idea. If they're watching the show, they are half in the bag for sure.
But yeah, exactly. It's well, I mean, we just have that intoxicating way about us.
That's right. And of course, Jay looks like he's frozen. So
Yep, that's actually probably the best I've seen him in a long time. Bone-in ribeyes. The problem is that you can't hold it by. You'd have to get like a stick to hold it up to make it look like a.
yeah. Well, and the ribeye, a lot of times that fat layer, once you grill it down, it has a tendency to want to pull off the bone.
Right.
So you wouldn't be able to hold it.
Yeah. Like a true tomahawk has actually got a layer of fat in it. So it's like that's why we can't do real big ones, because that layer of fat actually makes like the top a little floppy.
Yeah.
So it's like it would be a little bit more difficult to kind of do that. That was the problem I ran into holding it and trying to do my video. It was like, I'm eating a tomahawk steak, and the top was a little floppy. I didn't want it to fall off.
I mean, you could do one of those dinosaur-sized spare ribs.
So the tomahawk I have right now is dinosaur-sized.
Okay.
Like that is like when it flips the car over type thing. Like it's meaty. It's meaty. It's like it's one of those ones like I would sit there and carry it around like this and start to gnaw on it, except my mouth. I have a big mouth and it's still not big enough to get around that.
I got you. So it's super thick cut.
Yeah, it's a 2.5 inch. Yeah, like a 2-inch cut steak.
Oh, hell yeah.
And when I saw it at the Acme, I'm like, I got to get this. I don't give a shit if I eat it now or later.
Right. This is going home.
And I bought it and I was going to cook it up that night. And I was like, nope, I'm not going to cook it up right now because I want to bring this home with me. I want to now cook this up with a 12-ounce lobster tail.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm going to do.
No, it was funny. So last night I made these, bone-in New Yorks, and it was funny because I picked them up at an Albertsons, and it's so rare for me to want to buy meat there, right? Because Albertsons, Safeway, whatever, it's always like thin cut garbage meat. Like I'm not that's not where I'm buying steak. And all I can figure is this got shipped to the wrong store because they were, 1.5 inches thick, like beautiful marbling. I was just like, what store am I in? This does not seem right for an Albertsons. And, but yeah, and they were, super tender is fantastic. So, sometimes a normal grocery store actually ends up with decent meat. It's weird.
So, and I was also considering buying a pound of true Wagyu. The problem I have with buying that is that it's so expensive and I've never cooked it before. So I get nervous on ruining that steak.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's fair. That's fair. Like if you guess wrong, you would want a lot of hours on your grill before you buy a real expensive piece of meat.
And I have that.
Oh, then
this wouldn't be a grill. I wouldn't grill this. I would have to cast iron this. Like that would be.
Oh, pan-sear it? Yeah.
Yeah, it would have to go that way because I wouldn't trust it on a grill. You know what I mean? Like it's just grill is too inconsistent with things like that. And for something like that, I would want to, because it's got to be. I'd buy. See, and I've learned one of the things that I've learned, and I've learned it relatively recently, is that butter does make a difference. The type of butter that you buy does make an incredible difference.
Absolutely.
And I have been spending money on butter now.
Yeah, I mean, the seasoning makes a difference. The temperature makes a difference. There's a lot of things that go into it. I wouldn't mind putting on if you wanted to smoke it, I wouldn't mind putting it on there for good and smoked, take it off, and then throw it right into the oven and finish off the cooking time. That way you can get a smoke flavor, even if you want to go that direction. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do with it. Honestly,
I don't know if you'd want to do that to a piece of Wagyu, but because as much as you're spending on it, I don't know if you'd want to hide the flavor of the meat.
Well, is that what a tomahawk is? Is tomahawk? I've never had. I've seen tomahawks and I've had one. But I didn't realize, is it a Wagyu?
No, we moved on from that.
Hold on, no, yeah, hold on, one sec.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I'll show you what I got.
I'm sorry, my internet crashed. I thought y'all were still talking about the tomahawks.
No, I mean we're still talking about cooking food because now we're just hungry and food.
Oh
But,
yeah, absolutely. With the Wagyu, you're right. I think you put it in a saute pan and you put it on an open flame on the gas cooktop.
Yeah, no, exactly. You get a nice pan sear to it.
Oh yeah.
You do like a rosemary butter sear to it, like that. That could be tasty.
Oh, that's
there we
beautiful.
go. Absolutely,
That is gorgeous.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good.
So if you're tuning in right now, you joined a cooking show.
Hey, what's the market price of that?
I mean, is it not beautiful though? Is it not beautiful?
It is. What's the price tag on that?
$41.68.
Yeah, that seems right.
Not bad.
Yeah,
Not bad at all. Yeah, and it's like I said, it's natural cut. Now I had it frozen for a minute, so it's still in the thawing process. It'll be perfect for tomorrow. But that's what I had to come out and show. It's like, yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
That is a piece of meat.
Yeah.
no doubt.
That's what meat is supposed to look like. So
That is gorgeous.
let me go put this back in the fridge.
No, but in all honesty, though, I think the biggest thing, though, outside of the searing process and things like that, it's all about the seasoning. If your seasoning is on point, everything else is going to be on point.
Well, I mean, if you're buying a real nice steak, you shouldn't necessarily have to season it a lot. I mean, just some salt and some pepper.
No, you still got to season it, Bo. You cannot just throw on. Listen to this Wagyu. You still got to put a seasoning on that thing.
No, that's why I said you throw some like salt and some pepper, like some Himalayan salt.
Yeah.
Brown pepper, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, like you're not going to go crazy with it. Just a basic seasoning. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love cooking shows too. I would absolutely do one, except the only thing I know how to cook well is steak.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to try and do one for the football season. I'm going to try. I'm trying to link up with a local catering company to do Monday Night Football recipes, because a lot of people watch Monday Night Football at home, right? And so I think it'd be fun to do a show where I team up with a catering company, and then we show people how to make some food for that Monday Night Football.
Nice. I just did that. I did a 12-hour when I did the barbecue cook-off. I chronicled. It was in 8 videos, small videos, 4 and 5 minute videos, except for the preparation video. That was like 24 minutes long, but it went through a lot of information. But I literally chronicled the entire journey. It's on my YouTube. If you go to Elite Sports and Entertainment Network, you can watch the whole 8 videos from start to finish. And I actually took 2nd place in chicken, and I took 3rd place in ribs. But I was going against the top guy at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, so his experience level was a little bit more than mine. So, but the fact that I came right up underneath him out of 16 entries, I came in 2nd and 3rd. So, if you want to see what I did or how I did the whole process, I mean, I do everything: the preheat, the whole 9.
Nice.
There's a lot of tricks and stuff in there, so check that out.
Hell yeah!
See, not only do we know sports, but we know food.
Well, it's funny. I think that kind of goes hand in hand, because what's a thing you do while you're watching sports? You eat.
So, not me personally, because obviously paint doesn't taste good.
Well, so if you're at the game, it's different. I was thinking more at home if you're watching.
Yeah, if you
I'm not cooking if I'm out.
Yeah, if you watched what my face looked like as I was doing videos before I had the tomahawk steak at the Barefoot Festival, and then after, you could tell that there was a lot of paint missing around my mouth. It didn't, I didn't taste it over the steak, which was great.
Sure,
but
not the rub you wanted.
I didn't care. I didn't care. If there was a little bit of green on it, I just thought it was parsley.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you get food poisoning. If it's green, it's parsley. Doesn't matter.
The good thing is that it's non-toxic. My paint, so I'm okay with it. Yeah.
Small victories.
Small wins. That's all we ask for.
Man.
You know, another thing that I wanted to mention real fast. It's funny because I happen to have the bag right here. So when I was out in Vegas, they have these super candy stores.
Okay.
And,
nice.
yeah, like just like the candy, lots of candy in the store, and you can buy whatever. And I bought 2 pounds of runts.
Okay. Man,
You know,
I haven't
like
seen runts in a while.
yeah, because I love the runts. Like
Yeah.
they've changed them over the years, which I'm a little upset about. You know, like
They
first
have.
off, the bananas are great. I like the oranges too, but they used to have cherries, and now they don't have cherries anymore. They're strawberry, and
Oh,
I'm
really?
not a big fan of that. They also took
No.
away the apple, and it's now like there's watermelon and there's lime, but there isn't apple anymore. So it's like I'm a little
That's too
unhappy with how some of these things occurred, but this was 2 pounds. I'm now down to
hell
about a half a pound. So
Because I would absolutely
You've been
destroy.
doing work.
I remember those things, and I love them too. I thought hope. But yeah, I'm right. They don't have the cherry anymore. I don't mind the lime. Actually, I like the lime.
That's crazy. They got rid of the cherry.
yeah,
Yeah.
it probably had something more to do with the red.
dye. Yeah.
Yeah, the red dye, than anything else. And I mean, I don't want to tell you like
The little
exactly
cans of
how
gold.
they give you the coating
Yep.
on top of this because it's not. You don't really want to know how that all works, but I eat it
No,
anyways. I know how it works, and I still eat it.
I mean, that's the thing, right? That's like, I love Sour Patch Kids. There's a lot of stuff in there you probably shouldn't actually be eating.
Actually, Sour Patch Kids and gummy bears in general are
So gummy bears aren't horrible.
well, yeah, but even Sour Patch Kids. I mean, it's just the sugar that's on the top that makes it sour. But the
Yeah, of
gummy itself is a gummy bear is stuff that is a food that arm wrestlers use to help with the cartilage
Yeah.
and help repair their cartilage quicker. And it sounds funny, but I mean, I don't know if anybody knows what gummy bears are made out of, but it's made out of cartilage from meat.
Yeah.
So typically,
Yeah, it's part of the
pig
gelatin.
cartilage.
Yeah.
Yeah, pig cartilage. So,
And I'm guessing that's where it gets the protein because gummy bears do have a small amount of protein in them.
they do. That's because it's because of pig. It's comes
Yeah.
from pig.
Yeah, it's not only the rats that fall in.
Right. See, I wasn't a hot tamales guy, Robert, but I did like Mike and Ike's.
Mike and Ike's are awesome. I mean, I'll throw down.
Oh,
on some
you gotta get the
tamales
sour
if you have
ones.
them, but all good. I actually just bought some Mike and Ike's last weekend.
But you got to get the sour Mike and Ike's. That's the ones I like. The sour.
I got the tropical fruit this last time.
I like the regular ones. The tropical, they start playing with mango. I'm not a mango fan.
So I don't like mango. There's also it might be the mango one. There's one in that bag. It's like getting the jelly beans that have the one that's like a messed up flavor. So the tropical one is exactly that. You're like, okay, that one's good. That one's good. That one is like a Bath and Body Works soap. Like, what the hell was that?
Yeah. And that's mango. Like mango, for some reason, people love mango, and I don't know why, but
Yeah, I mean, I don't like actual mangoes. So I certainly don't want things that are pretend mango.
Yeah. And I don't like that. You know, I sometimes confuse mango and cantaloupe, because they're similar color, and it's like,
Sure.
it's like ugh. Like then I got to throw away a bowl of what I thought was cantaloupe because it's mango, because everybody's a mango fan right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got mango their way out of there.
Although when it comes to like crunchy candies, like Runts, I do like lemon heads. I will throw down on some lemon heads.
So you're big into sour candy.
I do love
sour
lemon heads.
I like sour
I
candy.
love lemon heads. Those things are, but lemon heads out here are hard to find. I think Kroger's is like the only one now that I can find it at.
Dollar stores, man.
Does the dollar store carry them?
Yeah,
Dollar stores are the best place for that.
Okay, I guess I'll be trying. There's a dollar store not too far from that. I never went there, but if that's where they are.
Dude, they'll have an entire aisle of candy. It is your little kid with a $10 bill dream.
And I used to love the Fun Dips.
Oh yeah,
The Fun
haven't
Dips
seen
where
one
you
of
had
those
the
in a long time.
stick and you would dip it in the different sugars.
Absolutely.
You know, that those were always fun. And then I mean I still was a fan. I love Smarties. I still
Yep.
love Sprees. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Sprees are great. Um
Yeah,
I like
bought
the
some
sweet tart. I like the chewable
tarts.
sweet tarts.
Yeah, sweet tarts. I had those not that long ago.
Wow, those
so
chewable ones are
as
bomb.
far as chocolates go, do you guys have a favorite chocolate bar?
I don't really mess with chocolate. Not a
Butterfinger,
Yeah.
Butterfingers all the way along.
So better than a Butterfinger, I love Fifth Avenues.
Okay.
I have not had a Fifth Avenue. Why is it?
Yeah,
Why is it
they're
better,
hard
though?
to find anymore. That's not something that you can find easily.
Okay.
But it's Fifth Avenue. Fifth Avenue was a Hershey product that wasn't made in Hershey. It's interesting. That was actually made in Reading, Pennsylvania, and it was named after Fifth Avenue in Reading. And it's like a Butterfinger. It's just different.
Yeah.
So
I forgot about cola bottles. Those were good.
I
Those
didn't
were
really
good.
care for those. Like the same thing with the that wax candy where you'd have and you
Oh,
get
so
the juice out of it.
I was thinking of like the gummy cola bottles.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Oh,
Like I liked those. I would usually buy those as like a bulk candy before, sneaking them into a movie theater.
See, now when you talk about movie theater candy, I'm a Raisinets guy.
I do like some Raisinets. I'll buy that.
yeah.
I'll buy that container at Costco every now and then.
Yep. See now at BJ's they make their own,
Okay.
so it's not Costco, it's BJ's, and I'll buy it, and it's like a $12 container, and I eat it all.
Yeah,
Not
I
in
like
one
the,
sitting, but I do eat it all.
what's that thing called? The Whoppers. Remember the Whop? I love
Yeah,
Yeah,
Whoppers
I'm
were
not a
cool.
big. I wasn't a big malt candy fan.
Yeah.
So
I
like
think
that.
it's good for those on like Halloween. Like I
Right.
would eat them then, and then that was kind of it.
Yeah,
Man,
and they
you
were
just
better
put
than
about
candy
50 of those
corn.
things in
I
your
was
mouth
not a
and walk
candy
out of
corn
the
fan.
mouth.
Well, that's because candy corn isn't food. Like it's
No.
like it is straight chewing wax. Like that is terrible. Yeah. I'm liking the ones that are popping in here though. Fifth Avenues. I do like a Snickers, right? Especially if you get the almond Snickers. That one's pretty solid.
Yeah, I want like regular Snickers when I do it, and I gotta get the big one. You don't get the small ones anymore. You just gotta get the big size, which means you gotta pay $2 for a freaking candy bar.
Right. Got Kit Kats. So Kit Kats are cool because you can get them all in all the different flavors. Like if you go to some of the like Asian stores, they have like 5,000 flavors of them. And there's some pretty interesting concoctions of Kit Kats.
When you go to Europe, they have drinks that are of these candies. So you can buy a Snickers drink. You can buy a Kit Kat drink. The Skittles drink. I haven't tried any of these drinks, so I can't tell you whether they're any good or not.
So
but I know that they sell them all the time.
I can tell you the Twix coffee was actually really tasty. I just had morbid curiosity. I was like, yeah, let's try this. And, the caramel really comes through on it. So I was like, oh, okay. That's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Cookie dough bites. Yeah. I can get down with that. I actually don't even really like cookies, but I will throw down on some cookie dough.
Yeah. I like cookie dough. She's only going to go in ice cream for me. I'm not a cookie dough in a box fan.
Well, usually for me, it's because Danielle is making cookies, and then I'm not really going to eat any cookies.
I want to get high. Oh, I'm sorry.
So high.
So, and does anybody remember the Chunkies?
Red Hots, yeah.
The Chunkies. Chunky. It used to be like 4 squares. It was like a thick square. And those were pretty good. I like them. But my favorite all time, other than Fifth Avenue, are whatchamacallits.
Oh yeah, yeah. Especially if you
Oh
freeze.
yeah. I've heard of. Yeah, I've seen it. I've
That's
never
like
had one.
Charleston chews. If you froze them, was awesome too.
Yes, Charleston chews frozen were great.
Candy corn is really crayons.
They are. They are.
Not wrong.
And I think your mom mentioned about Peeps. No Peeps.
No, Peeps are gross.
Yeah. You know what you do with Peeps? You put them in a microwave and watch them blow up.
I mean, I do the same thing with actual, just normal.
As long as somebody else is cleaning the microwave.
Yeah, the true.
Oh yeah.
Like when it comes to like s'mores and stuff, I've never been into it because I'm not a big fan of marshmallows and I'm not a big fan of chocolate. So
I don't mind marshmallows. I just don't like the sugar coated marshmallows.
I just like to I just like to watch them burn in a campfire. That's really all I'm trying to do.
Yeah, I will do s'mores. I like s'mores. Like you get the marshmallow, you pull that layer off, and you get the marshmallow underneath. You stick it there on the chocolate, let it melt a little bit. You put it on the sandwich of graham crackers. Can't be cinnamon graham crackers. Got to be just plain graham crackers. And
yeah.
And that, or see now we're talking like that. So now we got into the graham cracker conversation. I like doing icebox cake, which is graham cracker. It's a graham cracker crust.
All right.
And then it's a layer of chocolate pudding, another layer of graham cracker, another layer of chocolate pudding, another layer of graham cracker, another layer of chocolate pudding, and the top of graham cracker. And then whatever pudding's left, you just throw on the top.
Sure.
That's icebox cake, and that is awesome.
Yeah, so I would make like a smaller version of that. You know, the little graham cracker cups, and then you do the chocolate pudding in that.
Okay.
And
very similar.
Yeah, so then you just have like personal size, you know.
Yeah, I would make a whole cake and then eat it.
So still personal size. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just big. It's like it's a 9x13 pan. But
so
yeah,
we got peppermint chocolate bars. I'll throw in on some
peppermint patties.
I will throw in on Thin Mints. I definitely do some of the little peppermint patties.
So around Christmas time, you get the Thin Mints and a couple peppermint patties, and you put it in a milkshake with eggnog and ice cream.
Sure,
that's actually right on point.
Yeah. I mean, I'll do the like Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Blizzard every now and then. Like I can get in on that. Yeah, Thin Mints in the freezer. Yep.
Oh, I love
peppermint patties in the freezer.
Yeah. Hey, Brad, I love that you like trying to change the topic all the time, but there's no way I'm talking about that.
And the thing that's funny is I love Halloween. It is my favorite holiday. There's 0 days ever. There's 0 days ever. Yeah. First off, I am not tall enough for that.
Plus, if I put on a beard, I would probably try to go as Brandon Marsh.
Fair enough.
Or Jet.
Now that I've shaved my head, I'm just going to go with every bad guy ever.
Yeah, you could probably shave it so that you could be who's the guy? I never even watched the show Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, it could definitely pull that. Yeah. No, I mean, I was thinking first time through, Lex Luthor is going to happen.
Yeah, but Lex Luthor, you got to shave the beard.
Yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, Lex Luthor was like no hair completely.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that's fine. That happens every now and then anyway, because I'll do it, my hand will shake, I'll gap it, and then I gotta shave it all off anyway.
As we get closer, we will do the Halloween show.
Oh, no question.
We will do the Halloween show. So
Dr. Evil, yes.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'm a little inexpensive this year. I'm just gonna throw a bunch of dirt on me, some raggedy clothes. I'm going as a homeless person. It's gonna be all good.
So it's going to be the normal Tuesday for you.
Pretty much.
Jay out there looking like he's going to get in a bum fight. I like it. Man.
Let's see, when is Halloween on? So this
I hope
year.
It's on a weekend this year.
It's on a Thursday. It's on
Yeah.
a Thursday.
Well, I hate it when it's on a weekday though, man. That's hell.
It's
Weekends are
almost
so much
always on a
better.
weekday. And then when we finally got it on a weekend, it was COVID. It's
Hey,
like,
hey,
Yeah,
my
you're right.
birthday this year is on a weekend, which I love. It's a Sunday, and we actually are playing. So I'm stuck.
Yeah.
My birthday weekend is a working weekend because the Flyers home opener is on the 19th of October, and then the Eagles play the Giants on the 20th of October. So it's like I'm going to be busy both of those days. And of course, the Phillies will be in the playoffs, where it's going to make things a little bit more challenging for me because I'd have to probably drive up to the game so that I could leave early so that I could go to the Phillies game as well. Because I'm not missing a Phillies playoff game for nothing.
yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, that's not exactly a terrible way to spend your birthday anyway.
No,
And that
it's
really
not.
kind of is your prime time to be out there is in the playoff.
Yeah, well, I'm prime all the time.
Well, oh, good one. Like it.
Bringing it back to the tomahawk. Here we go.
Exactly. And look at this. We're at the bottom of the hour. Time for us to do our commercials.
That's right. See you guys on the other side.
This is Reggie Jones, owner and founder of Air Sports Academy. Air is based on the 4 core principles: heart, education, integrity, resiliency. Air is about developing student athletes physically and mentally through training, mentorship, and effective marketing. We've created a platform and a blueprint for our state to shine in the brightest of lights. I created this program because it was a need for our state. We needed to have the light shine on the student athletes in our region. And now that is happening at an all-time and undeniable rate. We created a lane for the kids in our state to get their college education paid for and set their families up for future success. We created an environment where serious athletes can now come compete fearlessly. We've achieved this through our variety of elite programs. Our 6-month off-season program, where first-year starters or seasoned vets can all come develop. Our 5-on-5 program, which is all about our line. Our youth tackle program, which is the first and only youth tackle team from the state of Washington to ever win a major national championship. Our 7-on-7 program, which is ranked top 10 in the country every year. Our high school 11-on-11 club tackle program, which creates unique and much-needed opportunities for our kids. Our college prep program, which allows our graduates to come back from college and prepare for the upcoming season. Our track and field program, which creates an opportunity for our young air boys and air girls to continue to get down to it. When you're a national program, you receive national respect, which is why when you look at recruiting boards and top player lists from around the country, you'll always find players from Air on those lists. Which is why college coaches from some of the most prestigious schools around the country come into our facility to recruit our players. The Penn State, Alabama, Oregon, Stanford, Florida State, the list goes on. Our players are being recruited, offered, and committing to some of the top schools in the nation. The experience our players and families receive is second to none. We offer a competitive brand of sports at Air. We are the ball. And with that comes great responsibility. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. This is it.
Nice.
All right. So now that we got that out of the way, I guess we should actually talk about some sports, right?
If you want, we can certainly do. How about my Astros, Bo? Seattle
Yeah,
boy.
how about
How
that?
you like them now?
I mean, I still don't like them. I never liked them. They are the worst, in fact. Yeah, no, I mean, it's going kind of exactly how I said it would go before the season started. So the M's continue to slide, and yeah, so it's sadly it's exactly what I was worried about. Because what, you guys are 3 games back now, I think.
Yeah, as of yesterday, yeah, we were 3 games back because you guys had lost 2 and we had won 2, so that put us right at about the 3-game mark back. We're actually 3 games behind you in first, and then we're 3 games back out of the wild card. So right now we're really in good position. Whether we get the I really want the wild card. I felt like we always play better on the road than we do at home, even though right now, if you look at our record, that doesn't reflect that. But historically, we've done better on the road.
Yeah, no, you're way better at home this year. You guys have been impressive. What, you're 8-2 over the last 10, and that's where the Mariners are a little bit. I'm worried about them going 3-7 over the last 10.
Right.
It's definitely headed the wrong direction, but it is headed the direction I felt like they were going to be, at the beginning of the year. But what's nice is everybody else that was off to a real hot start has started to come back to earth as well. So
right.
we finally kind of have an opportunity that maybe a second team from our division could make a wild card appearance, right? Because before it looked like it was going to be you either win or you're out. And now, we are within striking distance of a wild card spot. So, I mean, that's encouraging at least.
Right.
Let's see, Brad, I'm going to go with you're a Yankees fan, I'm sure.
See, Brad, that's why we can't have you on the show. You over here trying to throw shade already.
See, now, if for Rob, he's definitely going to be on the hook for a pizza because I don't see us catching up.
Well, you guys are playing a tough team. You got the Orioles today, and we got we got the Blue Jays. So
we got the Cubs.
Oh yeah.
So you're just doing batting practice? Is that what we're doing?
Well, we had a brand new pitcher, never hasn't pitched since I think it's 2019. He had Tommy John surgery in 2019 and has been out of baseball since then. And he pitched his first game coming back, and he won, of course. So
Totino's and Goldschlager's already prepped. Well, I mean, he did already say it doesn't matter if there's green specks on it. So if it's already prepped, there's going to be plenty of that. Actually, probably not. There's no real food in a Totino's pizza, so it's probably still going to be fine. Like, you probably leave it in the cupboard, and it'd be cool.
Right now,
I want Hot Pockets. Forget Tostinas. I want Hot Pockets.
That's true. But Totino's is really good,
Cut
though.
the end off, dump it out, just fill it with Schlager.
Hey, listen,
Hey, but it is
and
the
I
perfect
want
drunk
only the
food,
Gold
though.
Flakes. I don't want the Schlager. I'm not a Goldschlager fan. So you gotta get all those Gold Flakes out.
Wait, is there someone that is a Goldschlager fan?
Yeah,
Is
I do.
that a
I
thing?
know of somebody who does drink Goldschlager.
On purpose?
Actually, he drinks Rumpelmans, so it's.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That doesn't even just sound good. That just sounds like gut rot.
It is. That is exactly what that is.
Good work. See that you do know something, Jay, don't you?
Oh, there we go. Pizza rolls. Pizza rolls would actually be
It's a
perfect. Because you
perfect
just
drunk
put-
food, though. If
Yes.
you're like a little tipsy and you're hungry, it's perfect for that. It's cheap. Great.
Now, see, the pizza rolls I could get down with. You just throw the one gold flake on each one, and then you're also taking your life in your own hands because they're all on the same plate, and one of them's still going to be ice in the middle, and the next one is napalm.
Little Caesars. I want the crust that's got the mozzarella cheese in it.
No. If you're going that route, then you got to go with Chuck E. Cheese pizza. Because
Chuck E. Cheese pizza is not so bad. It's that place that creeps me out, but the food is not so bad.
well, yeah, because it's a child casino. Like,
But my wife loves Little Caesars. She likes the burnt cheese on it for some reason. Little Caesars isn't bad. I mean, it's okay. It's not too bad.
it is not okay. Right?
It's not bad. It's not bad. I mean, honestly, if you're on a budget and you want some burnt cheese, it's not bad.
You want burnt cheese? It's like bread with government cheese on it. Like, what are you even talking about right now? Like, it is the worst pizza of all the chains.
Who is?
Little Caesars.
I that's not true anymore.
Is it just different on the West Coast? Is that the thing?
It might be. They might maybe because we're closer to Detroit than you guys are. I mean, Detroit is where Little Caesars is come from. The guy who
Oh, okay.
started Kmart's also started Little Caesars.
Okay. All right.
And there are definitely worse pizzas than Little Caesars.
Yeah, there's.
I mean, there's worse
Yeah.
people like Chuck
You
E.
know,
Cheese.
I mean, like I think of like Little Caesars would be more like the Burger King of burgers. You know what I mean? Like of pizzas. Like that's what I kind of look at that. There's still White Castle below
I
that.
do miss Godfather.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, because there are some horrible pizzas out there for sure.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. Hey, if you are at least Generation X or better, you know that pizza back those days was 10 times better than it is. Hell, Taco Bell. I remember you go to Taco Bell, you could get the super wide. I mean, super long. I mean, everything was so much better back then, and now it's half.
Remember when Taco Bell had enchiladas?
Yes. I used to always think the
happened to
green
that?
burrito or the
Red.
red burrito.
Yeah.
And now their burritos are like this and like this. I mean, it's just so
Yeah.
small, and the ingredients suck ass. It's just
Yeah,
you can't
I
get
feel
anything like it used to be.
I
Domino's
feel like
was
that's
a shit
everything
when it came out, and now Domino's is horrible. I remember when Papa John's came out, it was okay, and then now it's kind of gone downhill. Even I mean, hell, Chuck E.
Papa
Cheese.
John's is definitely nowhere like Domino's is better than Papa John's anymore.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
I was
agree.
gonna say Papa
I
John's
agree.
isn't great.
But Papa
Yeah.
John's when it first came out, I thought was good.
Well, it was better.
It
But it's just like anything else, any other chain. They start to figure out ways to be able to minimize some
Their
of their costs.
Yeah,
I mean, think of it like I always think of this because I remember this from playing Trivial Pursuit. The very first Trivial Pursuit, and they asked this question. It was one of the things on the questions. It's like American Airlines learned that they saved about $20 million by removing one olive from each of their salads. So instead of 3 olives, you only got 2. And they saved $20 million or something like that on food alone by just one olive. Break that down into corporate settings. You decide that you are going to, instead of having maybe a 16th of a pound of pepperoni, you're going to have an 18th of a pound of pepperoni.
Sure.
Where you're taking off 4 pepperoni slices instead of doing, say they have an average of 50 pepperoni slices. Now you're only going to get 46.
Yeah.
That adds up.
No, I mean, when you go to a barbecue place, right? When it first opens, food's amazing, right? Because they're still taking the time and the care and everything to make it. And then they get popular. And then within about a year, you're just like, yeah, I can't go there anymore.
Paul, the best Italian family restaurant in Philadelphia is Ralph's. No question. That's where you go. If you want a good Italian meal in Philadelphia, you go to Ralph's.
Interesting.
Never had a bad, and there's a few good ones around. It's a shame Bona Cucina closed. It was like a hole in the wall spot in a unique area. Like it was like you'd had to go through some of the slums to get there, but that place was absolutely amazing.
That's always where the best food is. Some hole in the wall in a sketchy part of town, like that is going to be good food.
And it was Italian. It was a BYOB place. So.
Yeah, see, I like this idea. Let's go on a pizza tour. Just cruise around to all the different pizza
New
places.
Haven, Connecticut. So
Yeah.
I lived for a short time above Mystic Pizza.
Okay.
That pizza is not as good as you think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, pizza is bread, and bread you have to have a certain type of water. You know what I mean? That's because that's what makes
really.
Yeah. I feel like that's a big deal. That's why you don't get good bread in Seattle. That's why you don't get good bread in Texas. Like bread is not what makes a sandwich. That's why they call them heroes or subs, because it's not about the bread. In Philadelphia, it's about the bread.
Oh. Okay.
So and Rob is correct. All of our best Italian places have closed.
Yeah.
It
because they don't have the market for it. Yeah, people aren't buying Italian food like that. Like
Now
I
the
feel like
yeah.
seafood places would be what should thrive there.
We have such a diverse area. Like most foods do well. Um, the problem is when COVID came, especially because it started here when it hit the
Right.
US. We had some of the most ridiculous waves of lockdowns of anywhere, and we lost so many good restaurants that a lot of the things that did make it were chains that had money. So a lot of the like mom and pops with good, like just awesome food, they all closed. And so now you're getting either the chains that made it, which they're chains, which means they're not that great.
Right.
Or
Olive Garden is not Italian food, by the way.
it is definitely not. That would be like saying Denny's is a steakhouse. Like it's just not like they technically have steak, but it's not good.
Right.
So, or they're newer restaurants that are trying to establish, and they're just not that good. So unfortunately, Rob's right. We just don't have good Italian food anymore, which is really unfortunate.
Yeah, it's a bummer. That's a bummer. You know what though? I mean, not to say nothing. I mean, Mom's Spaghetti in Detroit was actually a really good spot. I mean, I like that whole concept idea where it's just like, hey, yeah, we're going to give you spaghetti in a container.
This is exactly right. It is the Walmart. I will give them this though. They're I'm always good for their minestrone and breadsticks. Like I can get
The
in
breadsticks are about the only thing that are worthwhile over there.
yeah, like the breadsticks are good. I can get into the soup salad and breadstick lunch thing. Like I can get into that.
Yeah. So,
You
but
know what's
yeah,
getting
there's
harder
no.
and harder to find though is veal. Like I like a good veal piccata, man, and it's hard to find restaurants that actually serve veal these days. I think most of them have kind of gotten away
It's
from
not
it.
popular anymore. Like it
Yeah.
had a small window where it was popular, and then everybody's like, nah.
Yeah, like the 80s
Yeah,
and
no,
90s.
exactly. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that was when veal was good. Like getting like I'm a huge fan of lamb chops. I will do if I can get the lamb chop, popsicle sticks, similar to mini tomahawks.
Yeah, little skewers. Yeah.
Yeah, I would eat them.
Oh,
I would
wow.
eat them all day long. They're expensive
Okay.
though. They're expensive. Um, yeah, and I also am a big fan of goat meat.
Okay.
Actually, goat meat is really good, but you can't find any place that sells it. Like you have to almost ask for it. But goat meat is actually better than steak in some cases.
All right.
I didn't know that. I've never had goat meat. What is it? See, is it like a sweet type of taste or?
No, it's not sweet. It's not. It's more like lamb, a little bit gamier, which is I like. I like the gamey taste. It's just got a really good flavor, and it's very lean
Okay.
meat.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
But if it's lean, does it tend to dry out on you if you're not
No.
careful? I'm guessing, right?
No. I mean, cooked right. I mean, I cook with a lot of butter. Like that's so. There's two things that I do when I cook steak or meats.
Yeah.
I will get the fresh garlic and I crush the garlic myself. I will then get lots of butter and I baste it with a lot of butter. And I fry, like I pan fry the steak on one side, on the other side, and then I'm basting a lot of the time. It's a lot of work to do when I cook a steak. And then I throw some red wine on there. I actually have a bottle of red wine that's got a little bit too much sediment now because it's old. So it's more cooking wine for me. But it's an old bottle of wine that I keep refrigerated because
all wine is cooking wine for me. I don't like it.
Oh, I like wine. I like wine.
My wife does, but I don't.
Lamb chops are amazing. I love lamb chops. And actually, the Acme over here sells lamb, like chops, like lamb pork chops almost. Not like the legs, not like the rack of lamb. Yeah. They'll actually sell the chop where it's actually you could tell like it's got the bone with the bone marrow inside.
So, okay. Yeah.
So,
yeah. No,
I love lamb cutlets, I guess is better. Better way of explaining it. I will cook them up on butter and stuff like that. And mint jelly, I don't need it. You know what I mean? I don't want any mint jelly. I don't want any minty stuff.
Yeah, no,
on
definitely
my lamb. I want the full flavor of the meat.
See, this
Yeah.
makes sense to me because beards equal beer. And I did miss their steak show. I will have to check that out because I'm always down for a good steak show.
I have had venison before, Paul.
Yep.
I have not had rabbit that I know of.
I've had rabbit and deer. Lots of deer here in the Northwest, obviously.
Yeah, so I go get my jerky sometimes from an online place, and
sure.
I'll get like the elk jerky and the venison jerky and stuff like that. Obviously, it costs more money because when I buy it, I buy like 6 pounds of it. Like I put it all in a box, send it to me, please. I want jerky for like I will eat the jerky all the freaking time. So it's like I'll go through a pound of jerky in a day.
Yeah.
So
and
the
it's
place
a good jerky. I would do it as well. I mean, I like.
Yeah,
My
deer
wife's from
jerky
West
is
Virginia,
fantastic.
so they eat a lot of rabbit and squirrel, and they make jerky out of that kind of stuff, and it's interesting. I mean, it's got good
Squirrel would be
flavors.
so much work. Like,
Yeah. Oh,
Like,
it is.
I wouldn't want to mess with squirrel. I mean, first
yeah.
off, I would imagine it's kind of gamey, but more than anything else,
Oh, it's gamey.
like you would need a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's what it is. You make squirrel stew.
Yeah.
That's what happens. And you're
Well, yeah,
putting peppers and
there's
stuff
no
like that.
squirrel steaks.
Right. There's not much squirrel steaks.
I'll tell you though, hey, when you come to the hills of West Virginia, squirrel and rabbit, I mean, those are like big things up there. They eat the hell out of it up there. I'll tell you.
Like a
That and-
delicious
and
grilled steak,
beer.
my beverage of choice is water. Like I'm not drinking beer. I'm not drinking alcohol when I'm eating. I try my best not to. So I want the flavor. Like I don't, if I need to sip on something, I'd rather sip on like a cold glass of water and that's it, so that it can help wash it down and I can get more taste of the meat. So like I'm one of those people that if the meat is so good, I will like suck on the juice before I start to even chew it, just so that I love that flavor.
God, there's so many.
Yeah, I mean, you treat it like jerky.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. No,
I mean, I know on the bone afterwards. The best meat is closest to the bone. So I'm like pulling it off the bone. I look like a freaking dog half the time. But
I mean, that first date had to have been amazing.
You know, listen to me. You know, my wife calls it the oyster. A chicken has an oyster, and a turkey has an oyster, and the oyster is just a term they use to describe the best part of that. And it's not very big. Like for a turkey, the oyster is only about the size of a quarter. Same thing for a chicken, a little bit smaller. But it is the most tenderest, flavorful part of it. And I'm telling you, Pags, it's hard to find it. My wife can find it, but when you have it, it's amazing.
a turkey, what?
So it has an oyster. The term and the cooking is called the oyster, but it's the most. It's only about a quarter in diameter, but it's.
No, it makes sense. It's hard to find. Your wife can find it. I get it.
Yeah, turkey oyster sounds like nuts.
It's only a quarter inch.
That's
Yeah,
like
no,
a Rocky.
it's-
That's like a
it's
Rocky Mountain
rats.
oysters. Is that what that is?
No, nothing like that. But I like the way you took it. No, in all seriousness, though, if you can Google it, man, it's not a very big piece of meat on the chicken but it is the most flavorful part of it. And it's on the back. I think it's on the back side of it, but yeah.
and I am with you there. Most of the time while I'm eating, I'm drinking water, usually.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the beer is for afterwards.
Yeah.
Like the
Now,
So
for
I
our
don't want
Tomahawk
carbonation
show-
is the problem. The carbonation kills it.
for our Tomahawk show, I'll probably have a beer. But
Yes. Well, yeah, because there it's like I'll probably have an iced tea actually for that. Like I'll be drinking.
Yeah, like I usually do like a lemon sweet tea. I'll do that, and there's a little bit of flavor, but like you said, you don't get the carbonation and all that other stuff that goes along with it.
Yeah, the carbonation is what kills it for me. So
I got you. Yeah, see, I don't run into an issue there, but most of the time while I'm eating, honestly, most of the time I'm drinking ice water. Like it's
Yeah.
because you're not
Yes,
drinking
all
it
the
much.
time.
You're not
Yeah.
drinking it much. You're eating and you're eating
Exactly.
and you're eating and like, oh, hold on, there's something a little stuck there down there. Let me
exactly. Yep.
and then they go back to eating again. Like, all right, let me push it down a little bit and There we go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now I'm feeling
Yeah,
good.
I'm a
This
good
is-
prime rib.
this
I don't know how you
is
guys feel
absolutely-
about prime rib, but
This is absolutely what Jay's eating right here.
sweet Jesus. Yeah. Okay, this is the kind of show we're not. I was kidding. No,
Texas pearls. That's what they're called. Turkey
Yes.
Texas pearls.
It's Pearl.
It's I think it's a delicacy in the Cowboy Stadium, right?
They got them on a skewer. Ooh,
That's right.
that hurt. That just hurt just thinking about that.
Man.
And this is what you get this type of sports show here. This is
Uh,
beautiful. The dog days of summer are here, and we're talking about food.
see,
Steak.
this show right here is why you don't shop when you're hungry. Like, you don't walk into a grocery store without eating prior, because you're going to leave with stuff you didn't want, which is probably the entire hour y'all just sat through.
Exactly. And it started very interesting. I mean, we got right into the food right away. Started with, it started with like
It started before we
candy,
came on.
tomahawks, candy, chocolate, then lamb and stuff like that. This is the meat show. And listen, we're going to say it again. We are going to have the tomahawk show.
Yes.
That is going to happen. Go
Yep.
get yourself a tomahawk steak. We will let you know when you want to be on the show with us. We can have as many as 10 people.
Yes.
10 people can fit on the show. And everybody, you got to have a tomahawk steak to be on the show.
Yep. No, I'm in. This sounds hilarious.
Talking sports and tomahawks. And it's
And-
not going to be at this time. We're going to have to do it at night so
Yeah.
that people in Seattle aren't eating tomahawk steaks at 9:00 in the morning. We'll do this at we'll say probably 4:00 or 5:00 your time, 8:00 my time.
No, that would make sense. That way everybody's at a reasonable eating time during the day.
What time central would that be then?
Probably 7.
Yeah.
Okay, so 7 in the evening. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, 7, 6 Mountain, 5 Pacific.
Okay.
Because that's right around their dinner time. I eat late anyway, so if I was to do this the right way, it would be. Hey, listen,
what day
I
did
am
you-
right there with you, Robert. There's no doubt in my mind that I would do tomahawk and eggs. I can eat steak.
tied up.
I remember one time, it must have been about 2 years ago. It could have even been longer ago. It could have been during COVID. I sat down and I had club steaks, these little club steaks. I made like 8 of them. And I said, everybody jealous of my breakfast. And I ate all 8 club steaks for breakfast. No eggs,
Sure.
no nothing, maybe some toast. You know what I mean? But club steaks.
So,
Steak and eggs is
so
fire.
on that note, early 20s, I had just moved into this new little apartment that I couldn't really afford. I had cinder block furniture, right? And so I bought some of those like drive around door to door like meat sales where they sell you a box of like already packaged meats, right?
Yep.
So I buy this thing and then end up having like a short work week, didn't have any money after paying bills. And so I couldn't buy anything. I couldn't even buy like potatoes to put with it, right? So I'm sitting there having to eat the steak that I bought, a couple weeks ago with a side of other steak because I couldn't afford to put anything else with it. But at the same time, you couldn't really complain about it to anybody because they're like, oh, darn, you're eating steak with steak. And you're just like, no, it actually kind of sucks when it's all you can eat, though.
That's not true. Not for me. I can eat
well,
steak.
well,
In worst case scenario, you could have made ramen noodles.
I couldn't.
Hey, real quick. Hey, I wanted to make sure I had this correct for you guys. So I brought in my beautiful fiance, Melanie. Melanie, say hello, please.
Hi, Melanie.
Hey,
So just so you know, Melanie has a culinary degree. She is a certified chef. And we were talking about turkey, and I was trying to tell them, I know you said turkey has it and chicken has. Could you just tell them what that sweet spot on the turkey is called and what is? Tell them that, please. I call it the oyster.
I call it oyster too.
But tell them about it.
So when you look at a turkey or a chicken or any kind of bird and you turn it over and you're looking at its back, looking
Yep.
at its back.
Yep.
So the thighs come off. There's like a little notch about that big Well, it's about that big on a turkey, about that big on a chicken. And it's right where the thighs meat connects to the back.
Okay.
And when you pull it off, you'll see there's like a little indentation in the back, like that.
Right,
bone.
right.
Yep.
It's like a little indentation, and that is going to be the best bite of meat.
That's like
on
the
any
the
pizza.
fillet of the chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's only like you get 2 bites, one on each side of the back, and that's it. But it gets
Gotcha.
all that juice from the spine and the back goes into it, and you get all the fat from the thighs go into it, and that's like the best bite on any kind of bird.
Right on.
All right. So I dig that. So all right. So it's the
Brian
oysters
Coleman
are not the
uses
nuts.
questions all the time.
This isn't turkey balls that we're eating. It's
No,
it's a,
no,
it's
it's
an
that.
oyster.
It's that. It's almost feel like you're eating its butt. You're almost eating its butt.
Oh, that's even better, Melanie. Thank you.
And that brings us to the end of the show. Thanks for coming.
Thank you, Melanie. I appreciate it.
You're welcome anytime.
And listen. Obviously, you're going to be the one that's cooking the tomahawk steak for when we do tomahawk show.
Sure.
That's right.
Yeah,
We're
sure.
doing a tomahawk show, so we may have you come on to talk about what you did to your tomahawk steak that you gave to him.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, thanks for
Have a great
tuning in,
day.
everybody. Be sure to eat your chicken butt, apparently, and have a great 4th. We will see you all on Friday.